Have you ever wondered why your mind won't stop? Why one small comment, one delayed text, one tiny shift in someone's tone can grow into 100 different scenarios in your head? You think you're just being cautious, but the truth is, you're protecting yourself. You don't want to be hurt again. You don't want to be caught off guard. You don't want to relive the feeling of being ignored, misunderstood, or left behind. Overthinking isn't a bad habit. It's a defense mechanism, built by a heart that has been wounded and a mind that was never taught how to feel safe. If you overthink everything, big or small, it's not because something is wrong with you. It's because your nervous system is tired, overwhelmed, and always expecting danger even when there is none. In the next 18 minutes, you'll finally understand why you overthink, what actually triggers it, and how to step out of the exhausting cycle with gentleness instead of force. Overthinking doesn't appear overnight. It grows slowly, over years of having to manage your emotions alone, years of not being heard, years of trying to predict people's reactions just to stay safe. As a child, you learned to anticipate danger. As an adult, you continue doing the same. Not because you want to, but because your body remembers what your mind tries to forget. So your brain stays busy. You lie down to sleep. Your mind wakes up. You try to eat. Your mind is rehearsing tomorrow's conversations. You sit in silence. Your mind starts building worst-case scenarios. Overthinking isn't weakness. It's the result of a nervous system stuck in survival mode. And here's the painful part. You believe thinking more will prevent you from being hurt. But in the process, you lose your peace, your rest, your presence, your joy. In this video, we'll explore the 6 hidden roots of overthinking, the ones you've never been taught to recognize, and 6 ways to gently guide yourself out of the cycle without shaming or forcing yourself. Because what you're dealing with isn't a thinking problem, it's a safety problem. 1. You never truly felt safe. Some people grow up in unpredictable homes where you never knew when things would explode, when someone would get upset, or when love would suddenly turn into anger. So you learned to watch everything carefully: their tone, their footsteps, their breathing, their silence. You weren't sensitive, you were surviving. And when you grow up, that pattern doesn't disappear. Safety, for you, isn't a feeling, it's a task. You monitor everything to stay in control. If you overthink, it may be because you don't trust that the world is stable. You expect something bad to happen. You use thinking as a way to prevent pain. But here's the truth. You are no longer that child. You don't have to be on high alert to be safe. Your body just hasn't learned that yet. 2. You experienced emotional neglect. Not all wounds come from violence. Some come from silence. From growing up in a home where your emotions were dismissed, minimized, or ignored. When your sadness was dramatic, your fear was nothing. Your needs were too much. Your brain learned one thing: I'm on my own. So now you analyze everything. What do they mean by that? Are they mad at me? Did I do something wrong? Are they losing interest? You don't overthink because you're insecure. You overthink because no one ever taught you that it's safe to express your feelings and still be loved. 3. Your brain is stuck in alert mode. When you live under stress for too long, your nervous system becomes overactive. This makes you anxious, restless, hyper-aware, unable to relax. This isn't a personality trait, it's biology. Your brain keeps scanning for danger even when there's nothing to fear. It plays the worst-case scenario first because it thinks it's keeping you safe. But what it actually steals is your peace, your sleep, your presence, your joy. You're not broken. Your body is just tired. 4. You're highly sensitive to emotional shifts. Some people can sense emotional changes before words are even spoken. You notice the pause, the change in tone, the slight tension. This sensitivity is a gift. But without boundaries, it becomes a burden. You don't just observe emotions, you absorb them. And when there are gaps or inconsistencies, your mind fills them with fear. Not because you're dramatic, but because your heart is trained to expect disappointment before it appears. 5. You grew up taking care of others. Children who become the strong one of the family learn responsibility too early. You were the problem solver, the peacekeeper, the one who held everything together. So now, as an adult, you calculate every risk, every reaction, every possibility. Because you were conditioned to believe that mistakes are dangerous and everything depends on you. Overthinking isn't your flaw. It's the weight you've carried for years. 6. Stability feels unfamiliar. When your life has been unstable for so long, peace can feel suspicious. Love feels temporary. Success feels fragile. Quiet moments feel unsafe. So when something good happens, you wait for it to fall apart. When someone loves you, you look for warning signs. When you finally rest, your mind jolts awake. You don't mistrust the world. You don't trust consistency. Overthinking becomes your way of preparing for loss before it even arrives. 6 gentle ways to break the cycle. 1. Label the moment. This is overthinking, not reality. By naming it, you weaken it. Your mind calms because it feels recognized, not judged. 2. Come back to your body. Overthinking happens in the mind. Safety happens in the body. Touch something near you. Take one slow breath. Feel your feet. Grounding shifts your brain out of survival mode. 3. Write it out. When you put thoughts on paper, your brain stops looping. It frees space for clarity. 4. Say it out loud. Sharing reduces the intensity. A simple sentence, "I'm anxious about this," cuts your worry in half. 5. Pause before reacting. Give yourself 5 to 10 seconds. This small gap allows you to respond from truth, not fear. 6. Practice trusting what is stable. Not every silence is rejection. Not every change is danger. Let yourself believe, slowly, that some things are actually safe. Overthinking isn't the enemy. It's the younger version of you, trying desperately to protect you in the only way it knows how. You don't need to fight it. You just need to understand it. Each moment you choose gentleness, overthinking loosens its grip. Each time you breathe instead of spiral, your heart finds a little more peace. Each time you choose trust, even just 1%, you rewrite the story your nervous system believes. You're not here to fix yourself. You're here to return to yourself, to a version of you that feels safe, supported, and free to live without fear of every little thing. You deserve peace, and you're already closer than you think.